let purple reign.
We're going to get rocking and rolling.
At least on Blake Street, if not in the standings.
The Rockies may suck, they may not.
The Rockies are back, expectations are measured, and we're going 360.
I'm hopeful, but I think we'll finish fourth in the division at best, and that's a wishing well.
A judge finds fault with the way prosecutors have handled the Suzanne Morphew case.
Lessons on the LGBTQ community are scrapped as the state revises standards for younger students.
Plus, conservatives try to put the brakes on new gas fees.
And small businesses have trouble staying in Golden.
The city does not care about keeping Golden, small town Golden.
Well, the Rockies are back, and depending on your level of interest, that might be the best news you've heard all day. A path to agony, or both.
Yeah, let's start with the diehards. You know, the ones that keep score at home, that know all the archaic rules and recite ERAs from heart. If that is you and the Rockies are your team, this season could be challenging.
But though the game of baseball might be for savants, baseball games are for everyone. You don't need to love the Rockies to love being at a Rockies game. Actually, caring less can sometimes be more.
Tonight, Denver 7's Russell Haythorne is going 360 on the Rockies this season and what it means to love a team that doesn't necessarily love you back.
All right, first, Denver 7's LIONEL BIENVENU joins us live with results of the game. And no matter what the season holds, there are few better places to be than Coors Field on opening day, Lionel.
No doubt about it, Shannon. All the hype and the pomp and the circumstance and the euphoria and the excitement, it's all gone now. All that's left is to clean up the mess. As you can see, working on a home plate over there, working on the pitcher's mound, getting ready for game 2, because game 1 today here did not go as planned. The Rockies lost to the Dodgers here on opening day. Let's take a look at some of the action, shall we? Bottom of the second, no score. Jose Iglesias, who's replacing Trevor Story, he came through with a base hit to score Connor Joe. It looked great. The Rockies up 2-0. Now at first base, Jose broke down in tears. He recently lost his father and was overcome with grief and emotion. Now the Rockies' lead didn't last long. Top of the fourth, Mookie Betts with a double. That scored Gavin Lux. The Dodgers scored 5 runs. They went up 5-2 in the fourth. Bottom of the fifth, Chris Bryant. Here he is at bat. Got a hold of one. Smashed it to deep center over the head of Cody Bellinger. That was a double. Bryant's first hit as a Rocky. But again, it didn't end well. Bryant struck out in the ninth with Charlie Blackmon on base to end it. 5-3 the final. The Dodgers win it. Now we'll be back here at Coors Field coming up in sports at 6 o'clock with a lot more highlights. We'll show you Russell Wilson's first pitch, which was fantastic. We'll also hear from the Rockies clubhouse and what they have to say about today's game.
All right, Lionel, thank you very much. Now, as you have been hearing, national analysts do not expect much from the Rockies this year. Denver 7's Russell Haythorne takes that conversation 360 and joins us live.
Yeah, Shannon, obviously the critics don't have much faith in the Rockies, calling us a sub-500 team this year, but these fans have a great deal of optimism. And hey, how can you avoid being optimistic on an opening day as beautiful as this? Let's get this party started.
Let's go, Rockies! Beat the Dodgers, let's go!
In a world of haters, we're going to begin this 360 by giving the Rockies a little love.
We're going to get rocking and rolling.
I think the Rockies are going to do better than last year, for sure.
Even though projections for a winning season are not favorable, some fans believe the Rocks have the capacity to surprise.
We are excited to see what the new players are going to do, what Bryant brings to the team. We're definitely missing Tapia, Story, Gray. We're loyal fans. We're going to be here no matter what.
I think there's a really positive vibe between the players. I think that's what it boils down to, is if the guys get along well and work well together, then they're going to play well together too.
We also talked to some of the players who say this team has a lot more potential than the critics give them credit for.
It doesn't really matter what those people say. They're not in the clubhouse, and projections are projections. They're never spot on, right? You still got to go play the game. So
I think we're a ton better than last year, and we got off to that horrendous start in the first half. That we didn't have that. Who knows where we would have been? So we're hoping to come out of the gates a little bit stronger.
Newly acquired star Chris Bryant is feeling it too.
There's awesome vibes going on right now. Everybody seems to be getting along. The wins might not show, but there's talent here. I don't really care what people have to say.
But we also got to keep it real.
The Rockies may suck, they may not.
Fans, young and old, know it's an uphill battle.
They could have played Freddie Freeman the same amount that they paid Chris Bryant, a lot more consistency, or they could have just paid Story and kept him here.
I don't think we're going to beat the Dodgers for the for the division, but I think we have a fighting chance at a wild card spot, at least potentially.
Opening day, baby!
Dodgers fans give us very little love.
You want me to be truthful with you guys?
Yes.
Not at all, because we are the mighty Dodgers. You guys got a good team, but we're in a tough division, and out west. You got the Padres looking good. You see what the Giants did last year. We got Ferris Bueller going tonight, and then we got Kershaw, and then we got Mookie, and we just got Freddie Freeman. Nothing but MVPs in our lineup.
Rockies fans could only wish for a lineup of all-stars and blame ownership for that.
They know the Rockies fans are going to come regardless of what product they put on the field, and I think they're taking advantage of it. And that's not cool.
It's really hard to see a lot of our best guys leave, and that's just a difficult thing to cope with as a diehard Rockies fan.
I would love to see more Heltons stay their whole career.
We're going to be here regardless, but they need to appreciate us and repay us by investing in the team.
And I think there's a lot of guys who can, kind of carry the team at certain times when they get hot.
McGregor Square here might be the best example of how Rockies fans show up no matter what. This square and the adjacent hotel, partially built by the Monforts, the owners of the Rockies. And as one fan put it earlier today, as amazing as this is, how incredible could it be if the Monforts would just give us a winning team? Hard to argue with that logic. We're live in Lodo tonight. Russell Haythorne, back to you guys.
Russell, thank you. Enjoy your time out there tonight. So now it's your turn to pitch in. Share your thoughts on the Rockies with an email to 360@thedenverchannel.com. You can also leave us a comment on Facebook.
Attorneys for Barry Morphew have proven unsuccessful in getting the case against their client thrown out. Now, that is not to say their concerns went unheard. A 20-page decision released today concludes the district attorney's office repeatedly failed to disclose information to the defense. The judge goes on to call the prosecutor's behavior negligent, bordering on reckless. For that, the court excluded 11 out of 16 expert witnesses the DA was planning to call. Trial is now due to begin on the 28th, just under 2 years since Suzanne Morphew disappeared in Chaffee County. Her body has still not been found.
4 Colorado massage parlors and 3 people who ran them have been implicated in a human trafficking investigation. The Colorado Attorney General's office says the Jewel Spa in Denver, Pine Therapy, ABC Spa, and A Spa in Jefferson County were fronts for prostitution. The AG adds that all 3 contained a small bedroom where employees apparently lived and slept.
A transportation bill passed last year was one of the biggest measures in Colorado's history. This week, it hit a roadblock. Denver 7 political reporter Megan Lopez explains.
This bill is for you.
It was a big bill with even bigger promises.
It's to finally fix our damn roads.
Senate Bill 260 aimed to transform Colorado's transportation with $5.4 billion to update roads, expand mass transit, and cut down on pollution.
We have not adequately addressed our transportation funding in 30 years.
So in order to accomplish all of its promises, Senate Bill 260 relied heavily on fees. Fees on gas, fees on deliveries, fees on ride shares, and more. But in 2020, voters passed Proposition 117 that said if lawmakers want to create new fee-based enterprises and those programs will generate more than $100 million in the first 5 years, then they, meaning the voters, want to have a say in it. To avoid that, lawmakers split up the fees, putting them into one existing enterprise and 4 new ones.
That is not a tax increase, and so we don't have to go to voters.
But even last year, when debate on the bill was underway, Republicans questioned whether it was legal.
And now, because of some slight language, you're saying we can do it.
Something the bill's backers were asked about at its unveiling.
They've designed this in a way that will withstand any kind of court scrutiny.
Fast forward to today, where that idea is about to be tested.
We believe that they did so illegally.
Jesse Mallory from Americans for Prosperity has joined a group suing the state over that bill.
They think they found a loophole. And this is why people have such distrust in politicians.
The lawsuit claims SB 260 violates Tabor and Prop 117, but also single subject laws in the state.
In our Constitution, there is a requirement that you can only have one subject in either a bill or a constitutional amendment.
Senator Jerry Sonnenberg
was bred out of frustration, quite frankly.
Is also part of that lawsuit. He says because there are so many different enterprises, there should have been different bills.
If you follow the Constitution and you pass it in 5 separate bills instead of one giant omnibus bill, absolutely.
Sonnenberg and Mallory say the state needs to either ask voters or prioritize transportation with state funds.
The state has now a $37 billion budget. They can find a way to fund transportation.
The governor's office and bill co-sponsors declined to comment on the litigation, but told Denver 7 last year the bill doesn't violate Prop 117. They're also delaying some of those fees with bills this year.
We're open to additional fee relief.
But if this lawsuit is successful, it could mean starting from scratch on Colorado's transportation funding. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
Visit a certain metro clinic. The state says you may need to be revaccinated.
Plus, golden years proved to be anything but for a number of small businesses.
There's nothing on Main Street or the little surrounding areas that's affordable for us.
Nice to be calmer today. Tomorrow the wind kicks up and the fire danger increases.